G'day fellow Grimmers, Sun and Steel here. This is the second totem build or dedicated totem build that I'd like to share with you guys. This is my dual vitality totem build. So quickly, just to show you how it works, we're going Conjurer, which is a cross between Shaman and Occultist. We're taking Storm Totem, taking the modifier, Corrupted Storm, which converts 100% of lightning damage to vitality damage. This is actually an interesting conversion because generally vitality damage seems to be a flat, fixed number. There's not a lot of variation with vitality damage. If you find the stat on your gear or with other skills, let's see if we can give you an example. So you've got vitality there. As you can see on Sigil, there's no variation there. It's just a flat, a fixed number, 119 vitality damage. Then that scales from a percentage as well on the modifier. But you see there's no variation, so the fact that this is a straight out conversion from lightning to vitality makes it quite an interesting or quite a different sort of build, or quite a different way of applying vitality damage. There's a huge variation, which is completely different to every other vitality build. As you can see here, you've got 613 to 2059 vitality damage. So anything within that range is what the vitality totems are going to spit out. But in the same token, we're also taking Wendigo, so it's really a 3 totem build because I can quite easily get 2 vitality totems out plus the Wendigo totem, which gives you 3 totems. So I suppose it's a triple totem build like the other one, but this is my vitality totem build. So here again you can see plainly on life tap, which is doing the vitality damage, it's a flat number, it's a fixed number, 823. So there's no variation. So that little conversion there, some people will probably hate it, but I really don't mind it. It completely gives a completely different slant on vitality damage there. I don't know, just a little thing that I noticed, probably not at that much consequence, except that you can't count on doing a high amount of damage every hit. So that's something you need to take into consideration when you play this build. Although, to be honest with you, it doesn't feel like you're playing a crappy build at all. It doesn't feel like you're getting a lot of low numbers. Occasionally it'll happen, and you'll see mobs that would have otherwise died in 2 hits might take 3 or 4. So you just take that into consideration. But all in all, the build plays quite nicely. So we're also taking, as well as our converted Storm Totem, we're taking the Wendigo Totem. This has got a really cool mechanic which I noticed straight up, which I commented on and applauded Crate for, is the fact that the totem forces you, in order to gain the healing benefit of the totem, it forces you to actually get into the melee, into the fray, because it only heals you if you're within range of the pulse, and the pulse only sends out that healing if it's doing damage to mobs that are within range of the life trap. So you're getting mend wounds while ever the totem is actually damaging other mobs around you, and you're within range of you're within the 5 meter radius of mend wounds. For those of you that are wondering, that is the green pulse that comes out from the totem. The actual life trap animation is like a murky sort of vitality coloured damage sort of aura. So that's that is, to me, that's a really cool mechanic. It says, here you go, here's this healing, but at the same time you're going to have to get in amongst it. And so it draws you into the fray, but it also preserves your life in the middle of the combat as well, which is, what more can you ask for? That will be very handy with a lot of melee builds. And we've taken also, obviously, to buff the vitality damage, we've taken Blood Pact as well. So this totem here is designed very intelligent, quite enjoyable to play with. That's another thumbs up for Crate on that one. Once again, you can't go past Mog's Pact, Heart of the Wild, to get your health bonus. Not really worried about the health regen and energy regen because we're using this mostly to heal. And then coming over here, we've picked up, now this is important, I missed this the first time I made this build in testing, and Nine actually pointed it out in one of his builds, so I said thank you very much, Nine, I'll fucking grab that. So you take Soul El's Witchfire, you put a point in that, and then you put 3 points in Consecrated Blade, because it gives you percentage vitality damage plus the offensive bonus, which is a bonus. But it gives you percentage vitality damage, and as with the previous totem build, the Storm Totem lightning damage, this one scales directly from percentage vitality damage bonuses on your gear. It doesn't scale out of elemental or lightning damage bonuses. It scales directly from percentage vitality damage bonuses on your gear, as will that. So you can see that damage ratio that or damage number per hit that I've got there is the result of percentage vitality bonuses, both on the skills and on my gear. So pick that up, there's an extra 25% vitality damage to your totems, and then obviously taking second right for another 100% vitality damage. And obviously taking a utility skill, which is more than just a utility in this instance. You remember on the other build I took Grasping Vines purely for the sake of its blocking utility. Well, obviously Curse of Frailty gives you quite a useful slowing utility, but in this instance we're also taking vulnerability for the minus 52% vitality resistance. So that's obviously going to allow us to do a lot more damage, even to mobs that have got good vitality resistance. So that's the basis of the build and the thinking behind the choosing of these skills, just basically just to bring a few little things to light. So once again, I'm going to do another SOT run. Probably won't talk as much during this one because there's probably no need. I'll just show you quickly the gear that I've got. You can see we've got quite a bit of health for a caster. Obviously, because we're playing hardcore veteran, I always try to grab a bit of health. You know, I could have maybe put points somewhere else instead of in mods. You know, but I thought, yeah, we'll grab as much health as we can. So, once again, not a lot of heavy energy usage on this build. So the energy pool I've got here is way more than enough from what I need. So we've grabbed this Very nice vitality bonuses, percentage vitality bonus on that one, and we managed to find that Harvester's Ledger from Homestead, which also gives us a very nice vitality damage bonus and some vitality decay bonus, as well as a little bit of offensive ability. So we're quite well set up there. But once again, these are not unobtainable items. Any player that's played up to level 50 and spend a little bit of time farming is quite possibly will have access or have these items in their stash, or be able to find them without, or access them without too much trouble. So there's not a lot of special gear here really, except for some of the Dreadlord stuff which I rolled up while I was crafting. So obviously looking for the vitality bonus, and I was actually crafting something else, but when these dropped I kept them anyway, because I knew they'd come in handy. So we're getting some nice vitality, and also this little dude here, Chains of Anguish. This is another build that allows you to use Chains of Anguish without incurring the cursed penalty of the anguish. So as long as you don't attack yourself, because as I noted in the previous videos, the totem attacks are not counted as a player attack, they're separate from the player. Thus you don't see any damage on the damage per hit window under the storm totem, because they're actually counted as a separate entity from the player. So they scale off percentage weapon damage, or percentage damage, the player's percentage damage. So they can utilize the 59% total damage that I'm getting on Chains of Anguish there, without incurring the chance of activating the Anguish Curse, provided I don't attack with any of my weapons or other personal skills. So that's really cool, man. That's another way that you can use Chains of Anguish to buff your damage without, and circumvent the curse that's placed on them. So I probably shouldn't say that out too loud, because the fucking devils will hear it, and no doubt try and find a way of causing us to come into some more anguish. So anyway, that's basically what I wanted to show you. I grabbed that Ancestor relic because once again 21% total damage and +1 to all shaman skills. Beautiful. Don't care about the pet bonuses, I'm not interested, but those couple of stats at the beginning there are definitely very useful. And so just looking for other stuff that will allow me to, that one I took for the +1 to Curse of Frailty, and then you've got the vitality damage there as well. So I'll take it for a bit of a run and you guys can see how it operates. So you can see their reflection can be quite a problem. This is what I'm not doing, is throwing out that as well. So you can see I'm a little bit distracted at the moment, and I'm not really playing the build properly, thus I'm coming into situations where my health is dropping right down. You want to keep that you want to keep the Wendigo totem out there. You want to keep it healing you, so that you can stay in the thick of the combat without too much drama. Even if you happen to get frozen and there's mobs around, as you saw earlier, I was able to be healed by my Wendigo totem. But when there's no mobs around, as you also saw, put me in a rather hairy predicament. So that's pretty cool. I really appreciate that mechanic. It forces you to stay in the thick of it, which is very nice. Basically, we just play on through these guys pretty much. Focus now.
Can't do that.
Come on, let's go. So we go for the run up the hall. So you see Wendigo totem healing me there, right in the middle of a pack of mobs, as well as adding to the damage that eliminated them and took away the threat. So even if you get trapped, if you've got the Wendigo totem, you can throw it up and there's a heap of mobs and you're actually trapped in the middle of them, there's a good chance you'll survive anyway. Because the more mobs around, the more health you're going to get back. Okay, so here's some troublemakers.
That skill's not ready.
And as you can see, no problem, handles it, no worries.
That skill's not ready.
this is going to be a little bit of a problem here with the reflection build. So with the Wendigo totem up, obviously his reflect isn't as bad as some of the others. The previous one that I encountered, either that or the totem was either the totem up better than was taking care of business for me.
My inventory.
So let me try out to get them.
Can't do that. That skill's not right. That skill's not right. Can't do that.
Okay, so there you go, that's that. I'm not going to go any further, even though I can, because I realise the last video I made like this was probably a little bit long. So there's a full clear, or almost a full clear of the top 3 levels of steps of torment. You can take that as a comparison against the other video in the same area with the other totem build and see what you think. I was a little off my game there to start with, but once I started to focus in on what I had to do, you can see the build is really quite effective and able to basically plunge into dire situations and emerge preserved and well healed at the end of it. So that's the Vitality Totem build. Hope you guys enjoy it. Catch you later.